Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ike's HTV, the Internal Combustion Engine Age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and dogs and motorcycles and the state of the times. And there's a nice sticker if anybody wants an Ice Age TV sticker. Just send me a email at iceHTVcomments@gmail.com. Put your name and address, and I'll mail you a nice little sticker. I like the sticker. This is the YouTube official sticker I got from somewhere else. These things seem to start peeling, and that's nice, but I like mine. That's just me. But hey, everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel this morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning up in this Virginia, Maryland, DC area. It really is just a beautiful, beautiful time of year here. It's just perfect weather. It's not too hot, not too cold, not a lot of humidity, and it's just a great time of year to be up here and enjoy the change of season. And wow, where are all my dogs? Come on, pups, get up here and look at all the cars and trucks. The kid left her back window open. And what are we doing today? What is the conversation today? I thought to myself, what can we talk about? Look at the grass. I had a televisit with my doctor yesterday. He lives literally just maybe 5-10 miles from where I live by the way the bird flies. And he's telling me he has a crop. He's a farmer as well as being a physician, family physician. And he's telling me he hasn't cut grass since June. He has cut grass 4 times a whole year. His crop may not yield him that well because there's been a drought. There's been a drought just 5 miles west of where I live versus here. I just continue to cut my grass every week. And it's an interesting televisit with the doctor. You have to go get blood work to be able to have my statin. I have to take statins and other metformin, pre-diabetic. Been taking that stuff for like 13 years. So here we are on the one EV age Ford Mustang Mach-E. Boy, I tell you what, the guy did a walk around of that new Ford GTD, the Mustang, real Mustang, all race version. And anyways, so what are we talking about on these cars? Did you know that when they sell a car, they have to have a Monroney sticker? You have to have a Monroney sticker. So you're gonna be like, a Monroney sticker? What's a Monroney sticker? That is a sticker that's displayed in the window of a car that tells you everything about the options and what the car is and the suggested MSRP price. And a senator from Oklahoma in 1958 created that bill that every brand new vehicle that's shipped to a car dealership has to have what they call a Monroney sticker. And it's used as the big sticker in the window of the car. Typically it's on the right side or left rear side of the vehicle. And that it tells you what the price of the car is. And it tells you the options. And so it is illegal for a car dealership to not display that. That's a law. Federal law. And word illegal, yeah, I think we're going to talk about illegal. Monday we talked about injury. Tuesday we talked about pain. Now I thought to myself, let's talk about illegal, because it kind of goes with the theme of the week of my conversations. And I look at my own cars and I can say to myself, I am illegal. If you kind of walked around and looked at my vehicles, you'd see that there's laws that say you can put window tint on your car, but it has to be at a certain tint darkness. And so in the state of Virginia, you can only go like, I think, 50% or something like that. So it's barely even noticeable. So in the state of Virginia, it's no longer a first offense driving violation or automobile violation. It's like a second. So, and what is when you get pulled over by a police officer speeding, they then can go look at your window tint and then give you another ticket. Another thing in the state of Virginia, it's illegal not to display a front tag. So if you go over here, my Ford F-250 Carly trimmer package, I have no front tag. So for a police officer, technically he cannot run me down to pull me over for my illegal tint or my illegal no license plate, so a Virginia tag. But if he pulls me over for me doing some moving violation or an illegal turn or pass, whatever it may be, then he can walk to the front of the truck and go, sir, you have no front tag displayed. State of Virginia, that's a defective equipment. There's one violation for you. And then he can go, let me get my tint meter out. And he can do the old tint meter thing and say, sir, your front windows are not within legal limits. There's another ticket. So I guess that's probably $200, $100 per ticket probably. And believe it or not, they can call you out and put that illegal tint on your public record, I guess, your driving license. Maybe they change that since it's no longer a first offense. So, and then we can take it one step further and we can talk about the exhaust. So if you come up here to my Dodge Hellcat Red Eye, this exhaust has been modified. And technically, the decibel level of this car is not legal. So even though I'm out of state, doesn't matter. That's what's crazy, is it doesn't matter anymore whether you have a car registered in the state to get pulled over. It's just the laws of the state. Yeah, I've argued with people about this, but apparently if you're driving through the state and your car is too loud, they can give you a ticket in that state for being too loud. They can even give you a ticket for not having legal tint in that state. I've argued, well, if the car isn't registered in that state, how can it be illegal when the car is not registered for that state? It's just passing through, but people claim it doesn't matter. And when you go to the motorcycle side, wow. I tell you what, Harley Davidson, they are really, in my eyes, out of control. I'm really disappointed. So here I've been bragging about the Harley Davidson. I've been bragging about the Harley Davidson Road Glide CVO. I think it's the baddest ass Harley product they've built to date. Let me turn on the light here. And I am so not happy with what's going on with Harley Davidson. So here it is. This is a beautiful motorcycle. I love it. It's so refined, so much nicer. They've done a great job on this motorcycle compared to the previous generation, which, guess what? I can show you right over here. I have a 2021 Road Glide CVO, and these are two different motorcycles. Look at the bags, look at the gas tank, look at the front fairing, look at the handlebars, look at the size engine. So look at the wheels, they're the same wheels. Look at the infotainment center. Okay, it's a whole different motorcycle. The front fairing, and here you go. Whoever here, see a little better idea. See the bags are more rounded, bigger tank, different handlebars, different infotainment center. But Harley Davidson is on a mission to ruin the product. I mean, they're on a mission. Now every Harley Davidson dealership, borderline in my own backyard, has one or two of these motorcycles, if not four of them, for sale. And guess what color they are? Are they whiskey neat? That really cool, like orange color? Nope. Sunburst orange color? No. They're all this platinum silver, dark platinum silver color. What is Harley Davidson doing? They're idiots. That Puma man, the sneaker man, that guy needs to go take a long run. I mean, run forever and leave. What is he doing? He's an idiot. So I don't know if the economy, the lights have turned off, and all these dealers have special ordered these Harley Davidson Road Glide CVOs and Street Glide CVOs, and people are like, I'm not buying it. I'm going to lose my job. I don't make the money I used to make. The inflation's killing me. I can't afford it. My understanding from these dealers is you have to special order the motorcycle. Somebody has to want it for Harley Davidson to build it and ship it to your dealership. I don't know how factual that is, but I guess they get allocations. So in so many ways, they can order one without somebody wanting one or not. But typically, a lot of dealers like to have somebody want one to order one. Very expensive. So what is Harley doing? I just feel like they're lost. Now, I'm wearing my Indian hat. And the reason I'm wearing this Indian hat with my Harley stuff is because, as you know, up here, I have 3 Indians. And I have one other really special Indian Challenger Elite, that's in Tennessee. And Indian seems to have their act together much better than Harley Davidson. And what I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is Indian builds a elite series of motorcycles, and they do a numbered run of maybe 280 units, 300 units for the whole year. Now, keep in mind, Indian is such a smaller percentage of the gross sales of motorcycles compared to Harley. But what Indian does is they control the market more and helps keep my value, and me spending more money for a really niche bike that seems to kind of hold its value by not flooding the market with the same, just mass produce a specialty vehicle. Harley Davidson has to go that business model, and they did that. I thought for sure Harley Davidson here like 4 years ago when the new CEO took over, repositioned on how they market that CVO product. But right now, even my friend Chris, who you watch on my channel, ride his motorcycles with his wife Shannon, he's texting me each day now, hey, this dealership has one, this dealership is 2 or 3. I'm even seeing used ones in the market now. So for Harley Davidson, what a joke. And the only thing I can say is, has the economy, have the lights turned off? Is this where dealers would tell me, oh yeah, we ordered these things, but people backed out of the deal? I mean, for the record, motorcycle there was ordered by a person, and the only reason I have it is because he backed out of the deal. If you watch my video, you'll see I had a deal done on a Street Glide because a person ordered it, they backed out of the deal. But I think Harley's making a huge mistake of now just tarnishing the this product here because it's not so special. Everybody and their brother. This so reminds me of 2013, November 2013, when they released the new Mount Rushmore Harley Davidsons and the Milwaukee Motor CVO. He's so lucky to get one, and I was so mad after I bought that motorcycle. Everywhere I went, everybody had the exact same damn bike I had. And the presentation of the dealership was, be so lucky to get one. What a joke. It was just like, just don't market it that way. Just tell everybody they're going to make a gazillion of these things. So you want one now or later, don't worry about it. They're going to make it a gazillion of them. But now here's another thing. Overproduction. Here's Dodge. Dodge, the Challengers, the Hellcats. Dodge is the same thing as, in some ways, as Harley. They just build as many as they can for so many people can have them so they can be stolen. Yeah, what's illegal? The biggest illegal things happening right now with the Dodge product is they're being stolen. The Hellcat Challenger and the Hellcat Charger are being stolen like never seen before. But Dodge, same thing as Harley in so many ways, just build as many as anybody want. Well, they have a value. Now the Hellcats, it's because they're turning off the lights to build them. But we go with the Ford Mustang, not this Mach-E, but if I had my GT500 sitting in my shop that I used to, that I've sold, those are limited production cars. Those are usually 3,000 to 5,000 run cars. And all right, we gotta get upstairs here. I like to talk, you notice? Yeah, my back is killing me. Long night, but the show must go on. And like I say, the theme is the illegals. And I could even talk about on the exhaust side for the, better close the door here. That's another thing. For the motorcycles, I've got this Street Bob up here. And for Harley Davidson, for my localities, this is a straight pipe, head pipe. There's no longer what I say a catalytic converter. On my YouTube guys gets a kick out of me saying the Cadillac converter. But that's no longer has the emission compliance. So technically that bike is illegal now. It's even technically out of warranty guidelines because you're supposed to keep your Cadillac converter on your bike for the emission reasons. And in so many aspects, Harley walked away from that. And here's my brand new ST. This bike's head pipe exhaust only, no catalytic converter. Catalytic. And it's had a tune. But Harley was sued for millions for being non-compliant on emissions and doing illegal modifications. And Harley totally pulled away from offering the aftermarket support on doing a tune, an exhaust and tune your bike. And what's interesting is Harley has kind of gone back into doing that, but it's a very fine line. Now Indian, it sounds like Indian's kind of doing what Harley did and they're getting away from it. So these nice slip-on mufflers that I bought for my Indian Pursuit. If you watch my channel, I upgraded and put new slip-on mufflers. Indian no longer makes their own upgrade slip-on mufflers. They're getting away from that. Is that true? Or is it a revamp the model? They just want to get rid of existing exhaust. But I know right now you can no longer get these mufflers unless you find them at a Indian dealership that ordered them a while ago. Same thing with the Indian Chief over here. I want to put new exhaust on this, and you used to be able to buy just here a year ago slip-on Indian upgraded exhaust. They don't offer us anymore. Why? Because they're taking a position that you've modified the bike. The bike's not legal anymore in compliance with the state localities. You're riding on an illegal motorcycle. So I have illegal motorcycles, I have illegal cars, and what else is illegal here, right? All right, let's get up the stairs here and keep the morning going. The illegal, I mean, it seems like we hear more about illegal things today than legal things. Why is a former city president getting ready to go to jail because he's being called out that he's done many illegal things when he was a former sitting president and the one being replaced? So get the phone put down here, and yikes, you know you're getting old when you're rubbing Bengay on your back. I can't stand the way that stuff smells. Yeah, my daughter comes in the office yesterday morning. She's like, "What is that smell?" Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, as you get old, as you progress. What's wrong with my device here? This thing here. Sorry about that, but I'm moving things around. Got to get my thing a little more level there, level-headed. Am I level-headed? Right, yeah, sure. So, yeah, the illegal conversations, which I think is so appropriate to where we are in today's society, more than ever. I mean, what is the main conversation? It's all about the illegals and the illegal activities. And then the list goes on and on and on. And so think about this, that Monroney sticker that has to go on these cars, that does not apply to the motorcycle end. Yes, if you got a motorcycle dealership, I never even knew this. If you got a motorcycle dealership, they do not have to, by any laws, provide a Monroney sticker, which would be the description of the motorcycle, the year of the motorcycle, the price of the motorcycle, whatever options are on it. And so, in my opinion, it's a very devious way of selling motorcycles, because I was down there at Wrecking Crew Harley in Johnson City, Tennessee, which sadly all the people that worked there just a year ago are all gone. As far as I know, there may be a few people there, but in the sales management side's all gone. But the point is, I went there a year ago, Labor Day weekend, and I bought some nice motorcycles from them. Unbeknownst to me, they were just making up prices on their motorcycles. I just didn't really realize that you could do that. I didn't know that the Street Bob that would, let's just say per se, is a $19,999 motorcycle, they could say it's a $21,999 motorcycle. And that's what they did. So they got me down there at Wrecking Crew, Harley Davidson. They got me on my bikes. My brand new Street Glide. They misrepresented the price of that motorcycle. So they made me feel good when they so-called started doing all these, discounting on the motorcycles. But they weren't discounting the motorcycles. They inflated them so much. They were just getting really much or more than the motorcycles actually sold for. So just a warning for anybody out there that you can take my story here of not knowing that motorcycle dealerships can charge whatever they want for a motorcycle. Unless you go to the website of the manufacturer and look up the price of a motorcycle, you don't know. You have no idea. And a dealership can come across as friendly and nice, and if you're just not really tuned in to exactly what you want, you just stumble upon some bikes like I did by accident, and you're not really taking the time to do your research, you're going to get the wool pulled over your eyes. So isn't that interesting, though? So the motorcycle industry does not require them to provide on the motorcycle the price of the motorcycle. They just tell you a price off the tip of their tongue as you're walking by it. And if you say, wow, that's great, then there you go. Now, Chesapeake Harley Davidson, I give them credit. They put the price on their bikes. And that's what I'm saying to you. A lot of dealerships, They don't even put the price of the motorcycle on. They don't even have a tag that shows the price. Now, a lot of dealerships I have dealt with, they do that. They do a more professional job and show that. But the shady ones out there, they're not going to have a price on the motorcycle. So just keep that in mind. So the illegal things that happen. Here's an ongoing conversation that everybody can be part of. It's all about driving down the road and the illegal things that people do driving cars. And more than ever in today's society, when I drive around, I witness the illegal driving habits like never ever seen. I witnessed the other day a guy driving down the road on a major highway. He wasn't happy, and because the person in the left-hand lane, and he does a left-hand shoulder pass, probably doing like 70, 80 miles an hour. First thing is, I always tell people, when you're driving the shoulders, that's where you get the screws and nails and the debris in your tire, because that's the roadways just kick all that stuff to the shoulder. So anybody drives a car, always avoid going on the shoulder of any major road, highway, because that's where all the debris is, and that's where you get your flat tires. So try to avoid that at all costs of going over the shoulder. So here's the point. For me, I have my own personal story. I've told it, I know before, but I'll share it again this morning, because I had a ticket violation back in 2018 coming up Route 81 that got me into a lot of trouble in my Ford Raptor truck, my brand new Ford Raptor that I purchased in November of 2017. That truck converted me to the Ford product line because that truck was just such a badass vehicle. Loved that thing. Fast for a big truck like that. It's a V6 twin turbo, but for the size truck and the capabilities, just a very fast truck. It gets you in trouble. It got down the road. Those twin turbos. So it's a typical story. If everybody knows, you get up the road, a major highway, and there's some person in the left-hand lane that's basically borderline doing the posted speed limit, and then you get packed in with all the cars. And as you drive down the road for miles and miles and miles, especially on Route 81, it's typically like a 2-lane road, and you have tractor trailers. It's very challenging, and so it just becomes aggravating that you've got 10 cars deep, and you want to get by this slow person, and the slow person will not move over. And just so you know, this is where this actually aggravates people, and it turns into arguments. If you are in the left-hand lane, it is illegal to hold up the traffic that wants to go by you. In the state of Virginia, it is illegal to stay in the left-hand lane and hold up traffic, even if you're doing the speed limit. And somebody be like, oh, that you're full of baloney, ice man. You can drive in the left-hand lane all day long if you're following the speed limit. You can't. You cannot. Technically, a police officer can pull you over for holding up traffic. Now, they passed a law here like 5, 7, 8 years ago that I'll never ever have witnessed ever in my lifetime seen, is if you are driving down the road in the left-hand lane and you're going below the speed limit, it's an infraction and it's a ticket for a moving violation, and because you're going under the speed. And I laugh at this because no sitting officer is going to pull somebody over in the left-hand lane going below the speed limit. They won't do it. They're not going to do it. They're going to wait for the yahoos like me that see an opportunity to break out from the left-hand lane to right-hand lane to get around this guy and has to speed up, and they're going to get you on a speeding violation for trying to get around this yahoo that won't get out of the left-hand lane. This stuff goes on all the time. It creates road rage. And for me, there's a lot to this story, but I'll keep it a little short. But for me, sure enough, 10 pack of cars. I'm the last in the pack. I just buried my father-in-law, and my brain is mush, and an understate cop came up behind me, even saw him come up behind me, but now it's miles and miles and miles of driving, and now when the 2-lane road goes to basically 4 lanes to these big, upgrade hills, and all the tractor trailers start moving over, and all these people in front of me start kicking out right to go past this person that's not going to speed limit. And I decided to do the same thing. The lights come on behind me, and now I've got a major speeding ticket for trying to get around this yahoo in left-hand lane that's not going above the speed limit and is holding all traffic up. So did the state boy go up and give the person in the front of the pack a below, I should say, holding up traffic in the left-hand lane a ticket? No way. He gave the Iceman a ticket because I was moving at a rapid pace. Even him, he was blown away in his piece of junk Chevy Caprice, black, four-door, that I saw come over the hill, bouncing up and down to catch up with the pack with his lights, just bouncing up and down. I saw this guy come up on me, but it was a very sad time in my life, losing my father-in-law. And I just totally forgot about the guy. And then I got caught up in the moment, everybody busting out to get around this guy. And so he writes me a major speeding violation, a reckless driving ticket. And so now I have to go to court to, try to see if we can reduce this ticket. And there's a lot more to that conversation you'll ever know about. Jesus Christ. And at the end of the day, I got a illegal pass violation, which was far better than a reckless driving ticket in the state of Virginia. It gets radical. Yeah, in the state of Virginia, once you go 20 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, it's a day in jail for every mile over. The judge has the right to do that. So if you get caught doing 75 and a 50 mile an hour I'll just say 55 mile an hour posted speed limit, if you get caught doing 80, technically a judge can say you got to go to a jail for 5 days because you're 25 miles an hour over the posted speed limit. And this is real stuff. It really gets more crazy once you get over 90. Because once you get over 90, then it really is no matter what. It's a day in jail for every mile over 90. So you get caught doing 100 miles an hour in Virginia, it's an automatic 10 days in jail because they just take the 90 mile an hour. It could be bigger if you're stupid enough to drive through your neighborhood that's posted at 25 miles an hour, but I don't think you're doing that. So, but here's the whole point. What I'm saying to you is, so I had to go to drive. So I took it upon myself. I raised my hand to keep my license and my insurance down. I took a defensive driving course. I spent 8 hours, torture. It's torture. I spent 8 hours with other individuals in a class all day being taught how to drive better and be a better driver. And I argued, I've talked about this on my channel before, but the newer subscribers, people who watch my channel, you haven't heard the story. So I went to this class. This is now probably like the fall of 2018. No, it was actually a year later. No, I think it was actually May. Same year. I went to court in April. I think in May I took the driving course. And so, beautiful May day. It's one of those days you're like, oh my God, I could be out riding my motorcycle. I could be doing so many other things. And I'm stuck in this freaking Saturday class all day in a hotel room. And so now I am arguing with the instructor because this individual says that when a person left-hand lane, you're responsible to move over for traffic coming up to you. And I said, well, sure. If the person's in the left-hand lane and they're going below the speed limit, yes. And he said, no, that's incorrect. I said, there's a law in the state of Virginia. If you're going below the speed limit, left-hand lane, it's a traffic violation. He said, yes, that is correct. But as far as you saying that the person has to move over, if the person doing the speed limit, he doesn't have to. He said, yeah, he does. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me if it's a posted 70 mile an hour speed limit, that's Route 81, and the guy's doing 75 miles an hour, and I come up on him, and I want to do 80, he has to move over? Yes, he does. That's a law? Yes, it is. And so I argued. This guy eventually was like, just shut up. He's like, so this is where it gets in a major argument. I have major arguments, individuals with people that are like, no, that's not factual. When you're in the left-hand lane and people come up on you, it is a law for you to move to the right. You have to allow the person to go by you. It doesn't matter if you're going 100 miles an hour. If they want to go 150 miles an hour, you have to move over. That's the law. You have to move over for anybody that's approaching you. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Who knows that law? Who follows that law? That you as an individual sit in the left-hand lane, you are holding up traffic and you're going the speed limit, you are doing an illegal violation. I had a major blow with a guy about this conversation. I'm not lying. You're like, nope. If I'm doing the speed limit, left-hand lane, I have the right to stay there all day long. Like, you do not. You have to move over. Oh my gosh. Yeah, illegal. What the heck? What's the main theme of the country we live in now? It's called being illegal. That seems to be rewarded more now than ever. Isn't that something? I mean, just isn't something that we live in a society in this country now that you're shamed if you in so many ways call out illegal activities. Isn't that something? I was even thinking about the potheads among us. We live in a society more than ever that people they're smoking pot all day more than ever in society. That's why the cannabis business is exploding. That's why states are legalizing it, and people drive around smoking pot. It just cracks me up that if you drive around with an open beer can and a police officer sees that, you're going to get pulled over and maybe get a DWI. But people, we see it. My daughter and I ride around together. We smell it. We see it. We see the driver and the passenger doing cannabis hits all the time. And I even hear my friends at dealerships say that people pull into the service lane, they open the car door, and you're as high as they are by the time you get done writing up the ticket on the vehicle because of all the smell in the car from cannabis. But it's illegal to do that. You're not, you're driving. And so, wow, what is going on in today's society? It's illegal, but who cares? I mean, basically that position is who cares? What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? What's the legal system going to do to me? We look at the illegal amount of theft going on more than ever, that it's illegal to steal things, but people are being told through the social media and the radical people that are political figures and radical, the lawless cities, the list goes on and on and on, that are basically telling people, just go do it. It's illegal, but we're not going to do anything to you. In fact, we'll even raise this, we'll even raise the statute of limitations. We'll change the laws that you're going to have to do something really radical, but even if you do that, we're still not going to do anything to you. So you can go to the store and steal $999 worth of merchandise, and it's not a first-class misdemeanor offense, so nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to take you to court and challenge that. Nothing will come from it. The retail store just will have a losing battle on that. And you'll be called out that you're too rich and you have too good a lifestyle, and that you yourself need to enrich yourself by doing illegal activity. I mean, it's rampant. It's beyond believable. And then we know the illegal immigration. It's through the roof. We have illegal immigration. I mean, and here's the thing. One person will say illegal immigration has been going on forever. It has. But why is it talked about day in, day out? Why is now Eric Adams of New York City calling out that his state and city's in despair like never seen? Why are you seeing videos of people protesting in the streets of Chicago and New York that these illegals are now a huge problem? So if illegal immigration really, per se, was just as bad under the former sitting president, and the media, I guess, they just hid it the whole time? I mean, these Democratic politicians, if Trump was in office and he was allowing illegal immigration in these cities, do you think they would support that as much as they support it under Joe Biden? So, I mean, it's beyond unbelievable that we live in this country today, and you're called out for pointing out of all the illegal activity that's going on like never seen before. You see the freaking, it'll get deep and heavy on my channel. And well, look at Russell Brand. Hey, this guy Russell Brand, I never knew about this guy. I just literally probably 6 months ago saw this guy Russell Brand. So I always thought to myself, is that the guy's real name? I mean, did he brand himself? Was his name Russell, Edwards before? I mean, he's a British guy, right? Is that correct? He's a comedian. I don't even know a lot about the guy. I just have seen the guy. The guy speaks 100 miles an hour. The guy is revved up like he just had 10 Monster energy drinks. The guy's entertaining, but if you're following the news of the yesterday's news, this guy's getting shut down left and right because of his illegal activities with young girls and illegal activities with women, I guess. Who knows? I don't know. And so, but I always think to myself, now, he's sure branded. He's branded himself. There's the kid. There's the kid downstairs here. What is she up to now, right? I think she had to do something. I'll resolve that here in a few minutes. So, yeah, what's our challenge? What is our challenge? And another thing I thought to myself was, in so many aspects, is that anybody here... best does it. So instead of the kid come upstairs here at the office, yeah. So if you think about this, have the dealerships more than our lifetime ever been operating illegally on how they've been just abusing the pricing for cars? I mean, isn't it incredible? I talked about this yesterday, the pain factor and oh my gosh, the car industry totally figured out how they're not going to suffer the pain of losing profits and having to cut out this and cut out that. They're just going to stick the pain to you and I to pay extremely high prices for all these cars and to take all these vehicles with the Monroney sticker and, hey, it's $30,000 more. That's the ball game. Oh, well. So apparently, Toyota, select Japanese companies, being number one of them is Toyota, is really playing what some think is a malicious and devious sales business of their cars by literally not restocking the dealer lots so these dealers can inflate all the prices of their new cars, and they can sell a third of them to half of them, and they make more money than they did when they sold a bunch of them. I have no idea. This is from the Car Edge guys, our local father and son guy. Anybody wants to see our channel, go to the Car Edge. They do give you a lot of information. So, yeah, we're going to run out of time here. The kids are downstairs in my shop with the dog. The Kiefer boy is illegally running around amongst my shop. Oh, here she comes. Is she going to come? Yeah, it's getting crazy. Is it getting noisy? Yeah, all right. Anyways, I think we're going to have to shut it off. Here it comes. Here comes the troublemaker right here. Here comes the kid. I'll get my camera. Kid, how are you? You going to say anything? Good morning to the YouTubers? Morning. Wow, the kid. What? Here, look at this here. Listen here. He's out of control. Yeah. All right, that's where we're going to wrap it up here. Of all the illegal activity going on around us, among us, is it just beyond believable? I think anybody here look at the UAW. UAW, nothing's coming to immediate closure on that. And more conversation tomorrow. No, get out. All right. We're going to call it. Hey, appreciate everybody watching my channel. I've been disrupted. And video. Thanks for watching. God bless. It's out of control. And have a great day. Whoa. The dogs are just, Jesus Christ. Get away. Man,